All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to the nation of Israel, the hopeful elect, the 144,000, a new one-third that's destined for salvation. Shalom. All right, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. All right. I seen this picture online, and I wanted to do a lesson on how we're not supposed to judge people based on the color of their skin, but by the nationality, based on their father's lineage and their forefathers. All right, because I bash Edomites a lot, but it's not just so-called white people. It's Edomites as a nationality, as a nation. Edom is going to get judged. Thus saith the Lord. All right. But not every so-called white man is part of Edom. You know what I'm saying? Just like not every so-called Chinese man is part of Moab. All right. You got to judge the spirit by the spirit. All right. So, but this picture basically describes that how you have an Israelite man, a so-called black man, if he got with a so-called white lady, white woman, an Edomite, their child would be light-skinned. But that child will still be an Israelite. But if that light-skinned brother got with another Edomite, that child will be extra light-skinned or look like a so-called white man. But even though he looks like a so-called white man, he will still be an Israelite based on the seed of his fathers. His father was a Jake and his father was a Jake. All right? And that's how it works, man. So this man right here, this bottom result, is still a Jake. But on the flip side of the coin, if you have an Edomite, a so-called white man that got with Eve, a so-called black woman, their child would be a so-called light-skinned man. Not so-called, but he would be light-skinned. But it'll still be an Edomite, because his father was an Edomite. But if this light-skinned child got with Eve, like his father did, their child will be a dark-skinned man. But it'll still be an Edomite, because his fathers and his father's fathers was Edom. But even if he got with a, you can't wash out, even through 10 generations, you couldn't wash Edom away. Based on your forefathers, you're still an Edomite. Or based on your forefathers, you're still an Israelite. It doesn't matter about how you look. It's about your spirit and your nationality based on your forefathers. It's like it says, the Most High doesn't see in black and white, so neither should we. And that's right, man. But skin color is an indicator, but that's all it is. It's not final proof. You know what I'm saying? And a perfect example of that would be Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro he has salt, swagger, he has a spirit. That's it. That's a Jake, man. He looks like a so-called white man, but he's not. He's not an Edomite. All right. But to prove that it goes based on your father's seed, let's go to Numbers chapter 1 and verse 18. All right, Numbers 1 and 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from the 20 years old and upwards by their polls. All right. So they declared their pedigrees by the house of their fathers, and this that's how they got their lineage, man. That's how they got their nationality, through the seed of their fathers, man. Israelites go back to the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are the sons of Jacob, sons and daughters of Jacob. So and Jacob was the chosen seed, man. All right. If you even jump up to verse 2, it says, "Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel after their families by the house of their fathers." All right. That's two witnesses right there. That goes based not on skin color, not on where you were born, but by your father's bloodline. All right. Now, if you could go to James 1 and 1. Yeah, let's go to James 1 and 1. All right. This is James chapter 1 and verse 1. James, a servant of the Most High and of the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. All right. The 12 tribes of Israel scattered abroad through the four corners of the earth due to the curses. All right, and because our land was taken away too. That's because we went off. We went. That's also a curse. Because we went off, we broke the first. We broke the covenant. The Most High punished us, and He's still jacking us up to this day. And that's why we out here. That's why you see the brothers on the highways and byways telling Israelites to repent. Also giving the other nations their judgment, but it's mostly for Jake, man. All right. So if you see them, you gotta. Your soul is on the line, man. But most of you would keep walking. But that's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's written. The world is made for many, but the world to come for few. Roughly paraphrasing. Alright. Now let's go to, let me not get off subject. We're talking about skin color and how it's not the final indicator. And that's for a reason. Jeremiah chapter 12 and verse 9. Mine heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about her, Salaki, the birds round about are against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. Alright? Alright, so now if you look in the Hebrew word for speckled, and it gives you the definitions. Sabuah. Sabuah. Alright? Colored, variegated, and speckled. And that word variegated means having a variety of colors. So that's what the nation of Israel is. The heritage of the Most High, man. His chosen seed line come in many colors. So you cannot say somebody is an Israelite just the color of skin. And on the other side, you cannot say somebody's an Edomite just because they got so-called white skin. Even though it's literally red or pinkish, which pink is a derivative of red. So that's why I say so-called white people, because there's no such thing as white people. There's nobody on the earth that looks like the color of this background, man. Alright. Continue on. Let's jump over to Hosea chapter 7. Alright. This is Hosea chapter 7 and verse 8. Ephraim, he hath mixed himself among the people. Ephraim is a cake not turned. Alright. Ephraim is talking about specifically the so-called Puerto Ricans, but it's also talking about the northern kingdom. Alright. Since he mixes up among the people, he's a cake not turned. And then if anybody out there ever cook pancakes, if you leave the pancake on one side too long without flipping it, the bottom side is going to be dark brown or brown, and the top side is going to look almost whitish or pale or beigeish. Alright? And that's Ephraim. They could be very light or very dark or in between. You go to so-called Puerto Rico today, and that's what you see, man. He's a cake not turned. Alright? So we're not supposed to judge based off skin color alone, man. That's foolishness, man. Let's go to Romans chapter 8. Let's see how we're supposed to judge. Alright. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh. Alright? We judge by the Spirit. If you ain't got the Spirit, if you're a so-called white man with the Spirit, then you're not an Edomite. Most likely you're not an Edomite. Alright? Because some Edomites are crafty. You know, they study Jake and they try to imitate him. There's some things you just can't fake, no matter how hard you try, man. You can't replicate things. Alright? And that's the beauty of Yahweh's creation as well, too. There's things, even though man tries to be the Most High, you can never, because there's millions of things you cannot replicate that he created. And you got to think about things you don't even know about. Alright, let's jump over to Matthew now. Let's go red letter on this. Alright, this is Matthew chapter 25 and verse 31. When the Son of Man, which is Yahweh Shai, when the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and and all the holy angels with him. Then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. All right. So that's when Yahushua is returning to earth, man. He's gonna return in his glory. All right, and he's coming with thousands and millions of angels because we got to get beamed up, and that's where the salvation comes from. But continuing on, let me not get off topic. Verse 32: And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. All right, and his sheep are Israelites, man. The Most High sheep hears his voice, man, and sheep are Israelites. Now the goats, they resemble sheep, but they're not sheep. They're completely different, totally different beasts, man. He's gonna separate one from another, but where is he gonna separate them? He's gonna separate them from all nations, man. So if they're in all nations, that means Israelites look like all people. All right. So you cannot judge based off skin color. All right. I'm gonna leave it at that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Again, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and salutations to Israel, man. The 1/3, the hopeful elect, the 140,000 of the elect, man. That's destined for salvation. Shalom. Abad Babal.